This week I was reading a story about a lady who was very poor and she was going through a really tough time in life. She had all these medical issues and her husband was mistreating her. He was an alcoholic. And when she was in the poorest and most miserable time in her life, that's when she was actually the closest to God and she had the most peace with Him and she felt all this joy in her life despite all of her circumstances. But as she was very faithful to God in times of poverty, God decided to test her with riches and see if she would remain loyal to Him. Because she was wishing that she could be richer, and she said things like, "Oh, if I was richer, if I had all this money, I would give to the cause of God and I wouldn't be like all of these selfish Christians who have all this money and don't give." So, lo and behold, she actually became very rich and quite wealthy and successful in business. And as she became richer and richer, she started to lose her hold upon God, and she started to become more prideful and engrossed in worldly cares. And all this money that she said that she would donate if she did become rich, well, it turns out she was spending it on other things. And actually, this is a counsel that she received from Ellen White. The enterprise of securing eternal life did not awaken your interest. Here you could have expended means and run no risks, met no disappointments, and in the end would have received immense profits. Here you could have invested in the never-failing bank of heaven. Here you could have bestowed your treasures where no thief approacheth, nor rust corrupteth. This enterprise is eternal and is much nobler than any earthly enterprise, as the heavens are higher than the earth. All the investments or the donations that could have gone to God, as she had so promised when she was poor, she wasn't donating to the cause of God or to the church or to missions. And the thing is, too often we think about in terms of the here and now. We think about the earthly and we think about, oh, how can I make money? Well, how can I make investments? How can I put my money into crypto or into NFTs or things like this? And I will admit, I have made some mistakes when it comes to investing before. And I've made some dumb investments in the past and I've definitely lost money. But the thing is, when we invest in God's cause, when we invest towards His kingdom, those are investments that will never fail and you will always reap a reward. And not just any reward, it's an eternal and infinite reward that the world cannot possibly give to us and that the world cannot possibly take away. Matthew chapter 6 verses 19 to 21 says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." And it says, for where your treasure is, there your heart is also. So of course, if you've dedicated a lot of money and means to the cause of God, then naturally your heart is going to be there as well, because that's where you're storing your net worth. And I hope you can consider investing in your eternal future with God. I hope this was a blessing, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.